Judgment is a big yellow warning light inside of your business, boo. If you are judging other people in your industry, if you are judging yourself, if you are judging a team member, if you're judging a vendor, if you are judging a client, this is your warning sign that you need to pump on those brakes and you need to restore the love in that relationship. So excited to have you all today for part 4 of our 5-part series about the biggest emotional stumbling blocks of building your business. These are the emotional stumbling blocks that will wreak havoc as you're building your business. They will result in missed opportunities, warped relationships, collapsing of sales. This is me pleading to you, don't do what I've done. And I'm here to bring you so much joy, so much encouragement, and so much inspiration for you so that you don't have to experience some of the pains and the heartbreaks that I've experienced while building my businesses and helping my clients with their own businesses. Here's the truth, y'all. We're human beings. We've all been judgment. We've all been jealous. We've all been insecure. We've all had our bouts with ego, all of those pieces. And judgment is what the topic is today. And I'm going to share 4 different things with you about judgment that I really want you to know. And I also want to give a shout out to Gabby Bernstein, who has an incredible book called Judgment Detox. It's a fantastic book that really opened up my eyes to how much of judgment that I have been experiencing. And the truth is, I believe that I, in some ways, grew up in a household of judgments. But here's the thing about growing up in a household of judgment. If you grew up in a household of judgment or a business of judgment, or you've had someone who you felt is very judgmental, just know that that person is judging themselves so hardcore. And this is one of the trickiest pieces of building and growing a business, is realizing that your own insecurities, your own shortcomings, those energetic set points are going to come out at your team. So if you are judging yourself in your business, you are going to be judging your team. You're not going to be giving them grace. You're not going to be giving them love. If you are jealous of what other people have in your industry, you are not going to be able to receive their help. You're not going to receive their guidance. You're not going to receive their support, because whenever you block love, you can't receive love. And what is love? Love shows up in your business in terms of wisdom, knowledge, understanding, clients, sales, opportunities, partnerships. You simply can't receive those things if you are in judgment. So let's talk about judgment. Judgment is simply looking at someone, and it is going to have to be a person. I don't think that we judge things or judge circumstances. We judge people. We judge human beings. So it is us looking at an individual and determining if we are better than them or if they are better than us, which really means we are looking at them to decide, are they more valuable and worthy of God's love than us, or are we more valuable and worthy of God's love than us? So putting that lens on it, you can see why this is going to end in a disaster either way, because either you're going to say they are more lovable and worthy of God's love than you are, and in case you're going to feel absolutely terrible and worthless and feel like you're not important and not worthy, or you're going to look at them and say, I'm more worthy of God's love than them, which means you're tearing that person down, which means you're saying that they are insignificant, that they are small, and that they are not worthy of God's love. And do you think that's going to reap and sow good things inside of your business and your personal life? Or is that going to reap and sow some really crazy stuff inside of your business? Yes, we both know the answer to that. It's going to reap and sow things that you do not want to reap and sow. In fact, I share a very important story inside of my book, Confident AF, Unleash Your Inner Badass, where I talk about where I had judged someone for being overcommitted in terms of their business. And I was overcommitted in my business. And I actually ended up getting fired by one of my clients. So not a story I like to share often because it's deeply humbling to admit. It's humbling that you can experience something like that. And the truth is, that has been one of the best learning lessons I've ever had in growing my business. And I want you all to please make sure that you are not reaping and sowing inside of your business anything other than love, gratitude, forgiveness, mercy, grace. Basically, I guess I'm talking about fruits of the Spirit. What love is, make sure you are reaping and sowing that inside of your business with your vendors, with your team, with your clients, with other people. Let those things come back to you in really big, bold, and beautiful ways. Do not reap and sow judgments. So the second thing I want to say is that after you judge someone, you are going to feel a tremendous sense of guilt and shame because you just determined that that person was not worthy of God's love and that you are better than them. And guilt and shame will create a separation of God's love and will cause you to feel unworthy. And how does worthiness impact our business? Worthiness is, do I feel worthy to receive the clients, the sales, the opportunities, all the good things that I keep praying, hoping, and believing that's going to happen in the next level inside of my business? You do not want to do that. Number 3, if we feel afterward, what did I write down? I'm trying to read my notes that I wrote several days ago. And y'all, it is chicken scratch. It is so chicken scratch. Feel worse afterwards because you either put someone on a pedestal or put yourself on a pedestal. Yeah, so you're going to feel worse either way. After you judge someone, you're either putting them on a pedestal or you're putting yourself on a pedestal, which means you're more worthy of God's love. So how do we get rid of judgments, and why do we do it? So we do it because of insecurity. So you can listen to last week's podcast episode or last week's YouTube video if you want to know why we do this, because we are insecure people and we feel not good enough. So to make ourselves feel better, we decide to judge other people to tear them down. Sometimes we end up putting them higher on a pedestal than us, and so we tear ourselves down more. Other times we tear them down, which actually just makes us feel more insecure because we already didn't feel good enough to begin with. But the only solution to judgment inside of your business is forgiveness. And forgiveness is releasing the emotions of bitterness, angerness, and resentment toward that person, thing, situation. And oddly enough, I feel like the only time we actually are judgmental of people is when we're jealous of something that they have. So we're pretty much looking for a moral standard of why we are better than they are, even though they have something that we want that we feel like we can't have. I really can't think of a time when I judge someone when they didn't have something that I didn't have. I really can't. I can't think of a single time when I've judged someone when they didn't have something that I wanted, that I wasn't jealous. I truly believe that jealousy and judgment are so intrinsically linked. They're like evil twin brothers or stepsisters or whatever you want to call it. I truly, truly believe that. So you got to forgive yourself. And once you forgive yourself, you will restore love inside of your business, inside of the relationship to that person thing. Now, the other thing I'll say about jealousy and judgments is that when you're judging other people, remember that means other people are judging you for your shortcomings and your faults. And oftentimes, I would say this would probably be the second reason why we judge people, is because maybe someone is judging us. And so we do feel insecure or feel like that is a weakness or a piece of us that we can improve upon. And because someone's called that out in us and we feel insecure and we know they're right and we know we could be a better person, and that is an opportunity for us to grow, whether it be as a leader, whether it be in our service, whether that be in our skill sets in our business, whether that be in our financial standings, whatever it is, when that piece of us is triggered because we feel insecure, we don't feel safe, and then we want to point out where they could use improvement to make ourselves feel better, and so we're judging them, it just creates this really vindictive, voracious, is that a word? Cycle of tearing someone else down and saying why you're not worthy of love. And just stop. As someone who biggest lesson of 2024 was you reap and you sow, please make sure you're reaping and sowing goodness, love, and grace and forgiveness inside of your business at all times. You will thank me so much for this because y'all, because I have sown forgiveness and grace to different people, forgiveness and grace has come back to me this year in some really incredible and amazing and miraculous ways. And I just want to encourage y'all to do the very same thing. I want you all to look at the next episode, which I'm going to put right up here, which is all going to be about ego. So look at the next episode. We're going to talk about ego. It is part 5 of our 5-part series. If you're watching this on your podcast place, stay tuned next week for this to drop. Or if it's already there, you can go ahead and watch that now. But we're going to talk about ego and how that will also create havoc inside of your business. Be sure you share this with someone to encourage them. And I love you.